Hey, thanks so much for having me on here. And I just got my 1 year renewal notice. It was a year ago that Steve called me up and told me about this over the phone. And my reaction was the same as he explained in the monologue when Jay called him. I thought it was the silliest thing I ever heard in my life. And I kind of laughed at him. And I've known Steve a long time, and I trust him, and I know he's the real deal. And I know he wouldn't make up something this silly. And I know he's been probably introduced to all the same silly things that I have over the years too. And I just said, Steve, I'm not interested in talking to you about any business opportunity until I try this stuff out first. I said, if it's real and it really works, which I don't believe it for a second, then we'll talk. and I got to tell you, I don't think in my life I've ever been introduced to anything where my belief went from 0 to 10 in such a short period of time. And I had back pain, very similar to that gentleman, Keith, who spoke before, ankle pain, foot pain, low back pain, all those things. I had them, and I had them all the time. It was just my new way of living. And just 2 days of wearing the patch, I've been pain-free for a year.
Crazy.
I shouldn't say completely pain-free, because I'll tell you what, sometimes I take a shower or go in the pool and I don't put the patches back on, and guess what? It can sneak back. So I don't wear the pain patches all the time. There's 3 patches I wear all the time, and I throw the pain patch on now only if pain starts sneaking up on me, and it always works.
And without any of the side effects, Tommy, without any of the side effects.
Crazy.
Gosh, I love that. Freddie, jump in here, buddy. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Hey, listen, Terry and I, we have 15 grandkids, and this past weekend, actually for 4 days, we took out 2-year-old to 11-year-old. Had 5 of them with us at our RV. And the 2-year-old was getting a little fussy, a little ornery, and Terry said, you know what? Let's put a peace patch on him. And I got to tell you, in about 10 to 15 minutes, he went from this crying, screaming, beautiful little young man to just calm down. So what I tell people, look, and actually he's not 2, he's only 19 months old. But what I tell people, look, these are good patches for 2 to 102. They work. They simply work.
They absolutely do, Freddie. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, Terry Helms, you are last tonight. Let's do it.
Hey, real quick. So a couple weeks ago, I was eating breakfast with a group of ladies, and this lady comes in and she's on a wheelchair, well, on a walker, and she's barely shuffling her feet to move, y'all. Like, just picture someone with their walker and she's just barely moving. And I'm like, I've got to talk to this lady. So I talked to her friend because I didn't want to bother her while she was walking out of the restaurant. So I talked to her friend. I said, hey, I can help your friend. I don't know what's going on, but I know I can help. Can you give her my number? Have her contact me? Well, she did. And I went to her and her husband's house. They had me over for 3 hours, y'all. I was talking to them. I immediately showed them the tech. I demoed both of them with the Liberty patch, Steve, and found out she has Parkinson's. Okay. So for 2.5 years, that's been her life, that barely feet shuffle. And I'm telling you, just very little movement. And while she is sitting on the couch, because just like Jewel said earlier, she could, barely do the demo. While she's sitting on the couch, her husband is explaining to me this new technology that he cannot wait to get his hands on. It's like thousands of dollars, but he doesn't care. It'll be ready in a year. And you put it on the tips of your fingers, okay? All 10 fingers. You wear it for 2 hours. And then after that, you're good to go for the whole day. All the while, I know our technology is working right now. Okay, so I'm taking everything in that he's telling me, being very respectful of their time. And I said, do you mind getting up and just seeing how you feel? Just maybe try to walk a little bit. Y'all, if I'm lying, I'm dying. She was walking normal with the walker. And he looked at me and goes, you have no idea how different this is from the past 2.5 years. He immediately joined the company so he could share this opportunity with others. Unbelievable, Steve. Another utterly amazing moment.
We get a lot of those utterly amazing moments with this technology. Listen, you guys, those of you who are guests, I want you to know something. Everybody who just spoke, I had no idea that they were going to speak tonight. This is all random. I do the presentation, takes me about 21 minutes. I give out the information, and then I just ask people to tell stories. And we literally could go on for hours. That's how many stories we have. These stories are real. This technology is real. If you don't understand it, it's okay, because I don't get it. There's a bunch of things that I don't get. There's a ton of things that I don't understand that I enjoy the benefit of every single day. You are sitting in front of an opportunity that you may never see again in your lifetime. You've got to understand how big this really is. And sometimes we don't realize where we're sitting until it's too late. You know, a lot of things come and go, and we look back at it and go, oh man, I was right there. I just didn't see it. See this. See the technology, because it works instantly. Okay? One of the greatest things about this program and this technology is that we don't have to wait for 30 days. Nobody has to like the taste of our product. Nobody's swallowing anything. Nobody's mixing anything up. We're putting a little patch on somebody's arm, and the results are instant. You put this patch on your arm, you're going to feel a certain way. You take it off, the feeling goes away. You don't have to wait 30 days. Like Carrie just said, stand up and tell me how you feel. Take a few steps. And that's why we're growing the way that we are growing. Guys, this is a technology that is taking the world by storm. We just opened all 28 countries in the European Union. And it's very easy for us to open countries around the world because we have no ingredients. We don't have to get ingredients approved. All we have to do is get our business licenses in order. And that's what we're doing. And you've got an opportunity here to be in a position that there will be books written about. It's up to you to see it. And it's going to cost you $50 to see. So those of you who are guests here tonight, do not go to sleep tonight with a question. There's not a single question that we don't have an answer to. I'm going to ask you to get together with the person who invited you, get all of those questions answered, and go start talking to the people that you know. Because if you don't go talk to the people that you know, somebody else will. Done. Somebody else will. It's just a matter of time. I want to thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of your Tuesday evening with us. I kept you over about 6 minutes here tonight. Those of you who were sharing tonight, thank you so much for doing that. The stories are where it's at. The stories are definitely where it's at. And those of you who are guests here tonight, and I'm assuming that you're joining us, so let me be the first to welcome you to the Super Patch Company. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for sharing.